Alrighty, it's 4 o'clock on a Saturday, and that means it's time to explore Eorzea. We got a few of our friends here already. Cena decided to go a little crazy on her crafting classes, as we'll see here, and got to about 20 on all of them. That's a little bit further than we got last time. We ended up unlocking most of them. We haven't gone to Ul'dah yet. We only got to about 8. So that's a little bit of a overachieving. Good job, Cena. So today what we were actually going to do is we're going to finish up picking up the remainder of those classes. We're going to look at grabbing Goldsmith, Weaver, Alchemist, and Miner. And then we will have everything that we need for crafting and gathering. But before we do that, let's just see here if we're missing anything in Limsa. We've got Marauder, we've got Rogue, we've got Arcanist, and there is no healer here. So, I mean, you'll get Summoner and Scholar together with Arcanist. So, I think we are good. So, we're going to pop over to Ul'dah, pick those up, get them to about the same level, and then we're just going to kind of focus on which job do we want to level up and start doing some of those quests. Like the destroy 3 of everything in Limsa and Gridania, just to clear out our quest list, because if you'll see, we have quite a few of them. We have a limit of 30, and we're already up to 19. So, nothing super fancy today, but stuff that needs to happen regardless. So we'll get our party going, and we will pop over to Ul'dah, and we'll meet you there if you're joining us. I guess I could have returned. Except for this guy, he's got to, teleport there. Oops. And hey, good timing there. We'll invite you over. Okay, let's see what we need. We need all 3 and the miner, so let's just pop over to whatever we see first. We're going to go Ethernet and then Miners Guild. Oh, did you switch home Aetherites? Because we're here so often? Not a bad idea. Alright, let's come down to the Miners Guild. Get ourselves a pickaxe, so that one day we can do another level 100 pickaxe challenge. You stand with the Miners Guild, the place where the seekers of the realm's mineral wealth gather. With pickaxe and sledgehammer, we miners work rock and earth, that they might yield us ores, fossils, precious stones, and more. If you have a mind to join our ranks, you will be pleased to know that we are currently recruiting. Great riches await those with strong backs and keen eyes. Such a fitting thing for Ul'dah. A decision you will not regret. You have just taken your first step towards striking it rich. To look at the lands around Ul'dah, one would be forgiven for thinking the region barren of opportunity. But beneath the surface, the scene could not be more different. There lie veins of copper, silver, and gold beyond measure. For as long as he has dwelt in Thanalan, man has availed himself of these vast deposits, giving rise to a thriving mining trade, which forms the foundation of our nation's prosperity. Of course, the mining trade is as it is today owes much to an event which took place some century and a half ago, namely, the Mad Mithril Rush. Never heard of this before. Never before had the Sultanate seen such an influx of migrants. Endless throngs came from lands near and far, spurred on by the dream of discovering the motherlode. Alas, a harsh reality awaited them. You see, the vast majority of these poor souls were miners in name alone, and they possessed neither the proper equipment nor the training to realize their dreams. To make matters worse, the mining concerns, who in those days held absolute power, did not scruple to exploit them. Of course. Presented with a glut of unskilled labor, they proceeded to fill every tunnel to bursting, and atrocious working conditions soon became the norm. Miners were paid a pittance for backbreaking labor, and saw not of the riches they unearthed. Pushed to the breaking point, the workers banded together to form the Miners Guild, with the aim of improving conditions while protecting the integrity of the trade. Since then, we have sought to educate folk in correct mining practices, both to prevent accidents and to curb the impact of our trade has upon the environment. I trust you now have a better understanding of what we do. All that's left is to commit your name to our role. When you're ready to do so, pray speak with me again. I shall guide you through the enrollment procedure. I am ready to join music to my ears. I, the kind made when one's pickaxe strikes gold. You must introduce yourself to Guildmaster Adalberta right away. Her approval is required if you are to formally be admitted to our ranks. In case you're unaware, Adalberta is perhaps the most accomplished of those miners who still swing a pickaxe. Her understanding of our trade is unsurpassed, and her flair for prospecting uncanny. Her brain, in short, is a veritable gold mine of knowledge, much of it concerning the mining of gold. Haha, jesting apart, you stand to learn a great deal from her. When you're ready, present yourself to Adalberta. You will find her down the steps yonder, over by the bar. See if you got anything for us. Ah, you couldn't afford me. Wow, a sack of coin with your name on it. I feel like we went through, and we actually did explore Ul'dah greater. We just didn't pick up classes and stuff. That's right, because I remember seeing all these people, and I remember that ridiculous exchange. So we don't need to dilly about the here. Well, mid-adventurer, Ethelbert is my name, and I'm the master of this guild. I take it you wish to become a miner. Well, our doors are open to all who aren't afraid to work hard and get dirty. Thanks to recent advances in refining techniques, it's now possible to smelt even low-purity ores. I mention this because it's allowed us to reopen a number of mines which were long thought exhausted, prompting trade to flourish. Truth be told, with business as it is at the moment, we can't take on enough new miners, and few folk make better miners than adventurers, you being a hardy lot. What's more, you're well-traveled, which serves to expand the guild's sphere of activity. Oh, but I'm not suggesting you join simply for our benefit. For your part, you'll acquire skills that will prove to your profit. A mutually beneficial arrangement, I trust you'll agree. So what say you? You will join us, yes? Ready to work hard and get dirty? Of course. Then I bid you welcome to the Miners Guild. May your toils never go unrewarded. Now then, here's a pickaxe to get you started. It's not the newest, but it should serve a novice well enough. Go on and take it up. See how it feels in your hands. Speak to me again when you're ready, and I'll assign you a task. Blah, blah, blah. Get into the swing of things. Haha. Everyone's just so funny in this game. Such comedians. Alright, so pickaxe. Recommended gear. We'll do gear set list. New. And up. And up. And talk. You look good with a pickaxe, Eorzeon. Thank you. Now that you're suitably equipped, your training can commence. A miner learns his craft best in the wilderness, with pickaxe in hand. To begin, let's see how you fare with a good old copper ore. Bring me, say, 10 chunks. There are deposits of stuff throughout Thanalan. I doubt you'll have to go very far outside the city. Seek out some of the promising locations outside the Gate of Sultana and the Gate of Nald and swing away. The motion may feel awkward at first, but in time it'll become second nature. We extract with pickaxes, blah blah blah. Hey look, we already have copper ore! It's 10 chunks of copper ore I want. The metal is common enough in Thanalan, you shouldn't have trouble finding suitable deposits just outside of the Gate of Sultana and Nald. Oh, I'm such a practiced miner now. You guys, so much experience. Let's see here. 10 chunks, just as I ordered. Well done, Eorzeon. Tell me, is being a miner aught like you imagined? Harder than expected, is it? Oh, you have no idea the work I just went through. All new recruits say as much. It takes a combination of knowledge, experience, and instinct to know where to dig. Yet it's untimely backbreaking labor that yields you your prize. Make no mistake, Eorzeon, mining is grueling work, and you'll be dog-tired most of your waking hours. But tell me, did you not feel invigorated each time your pickaxe struck home? So invigorated. Did you not experience the thrill of triumph when the earth finally yielded up your prize? That is what we miners live for. I wonder how the blacksmith and armorer guilds would feel about to know that we recycled their gifts for a different guild. They'd probably be kind of upset. They were kind of feisty. You may be ripe to collapse, your face caked in weak old dirt, but the promise of discovery drives you on. I'm caked in nothing. And the instant you find that which you have long sought, in that sparkling instant, you feel like a god among men. You've made a fine start, and I would say you maintain your efforts. Practice swinging your pickaxe till your arms have learned the motion, then return here. I'll have another little task for you. At level 5, and I'm not going to be that just by having turned in this quest. Only level 2. It was a crazy quick job we did for the miners, yes. Maybe when we go out into Thanalan. Actually, I don't know that we have any classes that need anything really in Thanalan, but maybe we'll just pick up some copper ore while we're out there, because it'll be better to gain a few levels at first than to try to do expert deliveries, or no, daily deliveries, whatever it's called, with such low levels. Let's go to the Weavers Guild next. Alright, let's learn about weaving. Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to the wellspring of Ul'dah fashion. From humble thread, our peerless artisans weave wonders, dreams in fabric form. We are renowned as Eorzea's finest purveyors of quality textiles, and as her foremost arbiters of style. Needless to say, such renown was not one without effort. Ours is a tremendously demanding profession, you see, but also a highly rewarding one. It is little wonder that so many adventurers have set their hearts upon joining us. Might you be one of them? Of course. I thought as much. Then I'm sure you're eager to learn all about our illustrious history. As I'm sure you know, Thanalan can be a perilous place, its vast deserts being wont to punish you or the unprepared. While a menagerie of ferocious beasts stalk the sands, the greatest foe is, of course, the midday sun. And so, ever since man first set foot in this region, he has favored light, flowing fabrics that shield him from the sun's rays, while allowing his skin to breathe. Of course, old Dons have been a people of taste, and demand for more extravagant designs spurred innovation, resulting in textile goods, whose appeal extended far beyond our borders. Merchants had little trouble selling old Don fabrics in foreign markets, so great was their reputation for beauty and quality. And when traders from those same markets sought to peddle their lesser products in Thanalan, well, it gave us little cause for concern. Sun-soaked tapestries is synonymous with the textile trade in Ul'dah, you see. Those who come here hoping to peddle cheap rags swiftly learn the price of doing business in our territory. Wiser men and women with an interest in our trade choose instead to join the guild, which the company generously operates for the betterment of Ul'dah society. We offer our members the tools and techniques needed to become successful, and should they prove themselves especially skilled, they may even be offered direct employment as sun-soak weavers. Just imagine, adventurer, your designs could one day dictate the course of Ul'dah fashion. If you desire such fame and influence, then you might be granted a place with us, provided that you are willing to embrace hard work. To ensure candidates can ensure the rigors of our profession, our guildmaster has taken it upon himself to evaluate each one personally. When you're ready to submit yourself to his rigorous scrutiny, say the word. Are you ready to meet the guildmaster? First impressions are everything, and you do not want to present yourself poorly. It's very, very important. Okay, we will make a good first impression. Excellent, though I do wonder if your attire is appropriate for the occasion. You will find the esteemed Redolent Rose supervising guild operations over yonder. He is, how shall I put this? He is relentless in his pursuit of excellence. So long as you demonstrate that you are similarly committed, he will treat you with fairly and with respect. Well, I don't know if this is quite going to cut it, so let's put our best foot forward. What do we have here? Another adventure in search of thrills and excitement? Shall I dance you a merry jig? No? Awesome dance moves. No? Well, if this fails to please you, I suggest you run along. Perhaps the women of the Ruby Road Exchange will be more to your liking. Hey, man. I am not that kind of person. Oh, so you mean to become a weaver? Then we have something to discuss after all. I shall be blunt. Weaving is an art, and like all true artists, we must make sacrifices and suffer for our craft. So tell me, adventurer, are you prepared to suffer? I am prepared to suffer. A sharp tongue like a needle, huh? So you say, but only time will tell. In any case, you'll need equipment to get started. This needle should suffice for now. I shall not explain what a needle is, I trust, or I need not. Good, then hold it as you would when sewing, and show me you're ready to begin. Ooh, come on. I've always been known for my quick wit, come on. Alright, we gotta actually find the needle now. Can we just, like, see how big the needles actually are? I don't have, like, the draw thing hooked up anymore. I'll just have to pay attention to it when, actually... I may as well be good. Nope, don't want to do that. I want to create a new gear set. No! Up. Up. And up. Okay. And we'll talk to him. Well, well, you look like you were born to hold one of those. Even so, I suggest you keep it somewhere safe, especially when clambering over haystacks, as I shan't be issuing you another. Now, you certainly look the part, but it remains to be seen if you can play it. I bid you craft me a spindle of hempen yarn. A trifling task, yes? Well, I do hope you find it so. Should it seem even remotely testing, you have no future at this guild. To make hempen yarn, you will require moko grass and lightning shards. The former can be purchased at our own dear Gigima. The latter you will have to find for yourself. That is all. So, we could go to another guild and buy the stuff too, but not here. Since all of the crafting guilds are set up so that you have to actually do the first craft, but because the items are so common, you can just get them pretty much anywhere. So we need, what, 2 moko grass? 2 moko grass. And we'll get a bunch when we turn this in, I believe. Alright. Gigima can provide the moko grass, blah 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 blah. I have my yarn ready. Well, bless my soul, he can follow basic instructions, and with a needle no less. I can spin this yarn with just one needle. It would seem you have grasped the fundamentals. Good boy. Yarn and cloth may be mere materials, but they must be crafted with no less care than a whole garment. For though the finest garments are greater than the sum of their parts are invariably the finest. Do remember this, Eorzeon, as you continue your training. Practice making yarn and other simple items, and return once you have obtained a basic level of proficiency. Tedious, I grant you, but necessary. And you did tell me you were ready to suffer. Can I change my answer? Alright, so we need to be level 5, but we need to make one more hemp and yarn and we'll be good, I'm pretty sure. Alright, we'll grab the level 5 quest. Back so soon? Very well, let's resume your training. Since last we spoke, you will doubtless have spent your time making the basic products of our trade, namely yarn and cloth. Yes, I spent so much time. Now I would have you take such basic products and craft whole garments from them. Make 3 pairs of hempen breeches and present them for my inspection. You'll be working with hempen cloth and yarn this time, as well as a bit of leather. Kagima can furnish you with the materials to help you get started. But eager as I am to see the fruits of your labor, it would be remiss of me not to mention that there are more economical methods of procuring that which you need. For example, the moko grass, which you have been dutifully making yarn, can be freely gathered out in the wilds. That said, one can't simply rip it out of the ground with one's hand. A scythe is needed, as well as a working knowledge of botany. Have you, perchance, made the acquaintance of a botanist or two? If not, I heartily recommend that you do. They are attractively earthy without seeming dirty, and useful besides. Having said that, I will not accept a newfound passion for botany and its practices as an excuse for the late delivery of your breeches, so don't keep me waiting. Alright, let's just come over here and see what we need. Hempen breeches. Wait. Pairs of hempen breeches. There we go. We need 2 undyed hempen cloth and a leather purr. Let's see if we can get undyed hempen cloth. No, we'll have to make it. Undyed hempen cloth. We need, what was it, 6 total? Yep. So we're going to need a few more of that. Alright, I got 7. I guess I do have 7. It makes 2? No. I do need cloth and yarn for the breeches though, so I need 2 more hempen yarn. Let's come down to the breeches again. Okay, so I have 3 dyed cloth. I need more though. Right. I forgot. This one asks so much of me right at the beginning. But we're going to get a little bonus because of our crafting up a storm log. We get 1,000 gil. Okay, hempen breeches. So 2 for 6. I need 2 more yarn and 3 leather. There's a materials list that shows how much of each thing you need if you right-click on a recipe. Raw materials list or recipe tree. I guess you could just see for the sake of completion. That's a handy thing that I actually had completely forgotten about because I am not somebody who spends a lot of time crafting. Alright. Let's get them done, though. I need 2 more hempen yarn, though. Oh, I only bought 2 leather. What? Why are you gasping? You know I'm not a crafter. I'm an explorer. And a pretender of combat. Alright. We're good. I believe that you can believe it. Oh, I've crafted a fair thing or 2 in my time, just not a lot. Not super great at it. So, to be quite honest, I don't see much value in crafting my own stuff. In part because you can just kind of buy it cheap from people who will craft. And in part because there's always availability of gear equivalent or better to what you can craft, so I don't know. I take it the breeches are ready. Yes, I made you some pantalones. Look at those pants. Not bad, Eorzeon, not bad at all. This style of legwear has never been particularly fashionable, nor has its design changed significantly over the years, fluctuating lengths aside, but I digress. I wondered if you might try for a variation of the conventional design, but I see you opted for orthodoxy, a wise decision in this case. Hempen clothing is inexpensive and durable, making it popular amongst farmers, miners, and others who work the land. Such customers value comfort and mobility over all else. They may appreciate more elegant forms, but they will not sacrifice function for them. Each garment has a purpose, Eorzeon, a purpose that you should always bear in mind. Excuse me. A scalloped hem is about as useful to a miner as nipples on a gladiator's breastplate. Now then, having completed your latest task, I believe that you have earned this spinning wheel. Use it in combination with your needle, and your work will benefit from it. Saying that, it will of course take you a little while to become accustomed to using tools altogether. You need not worry though, I fully intend to give you ample opportunity to acquire the knack. In fact, I won't be teaching you anything else until you have. By the time that spinning wheel feels like it belongs in your hand, I dare say I'll have thought of a new task for you. Until then, my boy. Alright, so our next stop... We actually made it to 9 on that one, because we had to craft so many things. Our next stop is the... Oh, what is it? Alchemists? Goldsmiths Guild. Alright. Good morrow to you, adventurer, and welcome to the Goldsmiths Guild. Have you come to observe our artisans at work? Indeed, it is a marvel to watch goldsmiths transform raw metals and uncut gemstones into sparkling rings, earrings, and necklaces, some of which possess magical properties, no less. You know, if you'd like to try your hand at goldsmithing, the guild is open to adventurers like yourself. No prior experience is required, for we teach all you need to know about the craft. Would you be interested? Of course. It pleases me greatly to hear you say so. As the first step, I would have you understand the purpose of our guild. The vast mineral resources of Thanalan have given rise to a grand goldsmithing tradition, which has been refined through the ages. Our techniques are renowned across the realm, our creations held in the highest regard. Interestingly, these kind of look like Aldous and Leovold's sword from the Gladiator's questline, just not red and ornate. However, we of Estame's lapidaries, the premier source of Uldan jewelry, were not content to rest on our laurels. Seeking to advance our craft, we turned our eyes to the east, the only place in the world known world whose goldsmithing was said to rival our own. We built the finest facilities to beckon their masters hither, and blended their foreign techniques with ours. Our guild quickly became the center of Eorzean goldsmithing. I hear you will benefit from the refined wisdom of countless veteran craftsmen. You will learn to see the potential in your materials and shape them to your will. These are the essential skills, for a goldsmith must hone his eyes to identify and appraise all manner of materials, when needs be, recognize imitations for what they are. It is even said that a master goldsmith can ascertain the authenticity of a man himself. You may one day come to possess such vision, but even the most magnificent jewel begins life as a rough-hewn stone. It must first be cut and polished before it can delight the eyes with its brilliance. If you would become a goldsmith, you must needs refine yourself, as you would a gemstone. It will take much time and effort, and there is no guarantee of success. Should you be certain that this is the life you seek, speak to me once more. Before you can embark upon your journey to become a goldsmith, you must first seek an audience with our guildmaster. Are you ready to do so? I sure am. She's crazy. You shall find Mistress Serendipity on the workshop floor just down below the steps. Show her your burning desire to learn, and you are certain to receive her permission to join. Whee! Alright. Stop right there, you little troublemaker. People are working here. Oh, pardon me. I had mistaken you for a mammoth. For a moment there, let's start over, shall we? What brings you today, adventurer? Do you perchance have aspirations to become a goldsmith? I want to make mammoths. Really? That's great. Welcome, welcome. I'm Serendipity, but you can call me Sarah. I actually didn't know she went by a nickname. Or is that too informal? Sorry, I'm still unaccustomed to this whole guildmaster business. Ah, right. What did you say your name was again? Apollo? I mean, I've been mistaken for him many a time. Oh, right. Eorzeon Explosion. Well then, Eorzeon Explosion, work hard and one day your creations may line the shelves at STM's Aesthetics. Trust in yourself and you can achieve anything. That was sufficiently inspiring, I trust. Good. Now, the next order of business. Here is your new chisel hammer. Well, I say new, but it's actually a bit weathered. But never mind you that. Just show me that you know how to hold it so we can get started. Yeah. Wait. So Guyman's got to tell us if he was also mistaken for a mammoth. Because he is not small. Alright, time for another hammer. It doesn't get confusing at all, ever. And then another, and then up, 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 up. Let's see, armorer, and then goldsmith. Because I am that pedantic, yes. You're a troublemaker? Wait a minute, did you not get a mammoth quote then? Because we definitely got a mammoth. I had mistaken you for a mammoth. Okay. Okay, good. We're all the same. She wasn't being racist. Great, let's get started. Though to be honest, I swear you'd done this before by the way you wear that hammer on your hip. Well, I do have like 3 hammers. Mind you, even if you do have some experience, a responsible guildmaster must ensure that her charges have a firm grasp of the fundamentals. Therefore, I command you to craft me a copper ingot. It's simple, really. All you need is copper ore and a wind shard. Our guild supplier, Eorzea, can supply you with some copper ore, and I gave you a few wind shards along with your hammer. At least, I think I did. If it turns out you don't have any, you'll need to get some yourself. Isn't this exciting, Eorzeon? Your first real challenge as a member of the Goldsmiths Guild. Show me the ingot when you're done. Good luck! Let's see if I can just make one right now. Copper ingot. I have just enough. Alright, so show her the copper ingot. Oh, did you forget what materials you need? Yeah, you need copper. You know, I think this is quite... utter garbage. The worst. Not even fit for making a chamber pot. Oh, quiet, Gigi. I'm the guildmaster. I get to decide what's fit for a chamber pot. Please excuse me. He gets a bit overzealous at times. Gigi is my assistant, but he has a habit of butting in with his opinions. Most mammoths are rather simple, capable of no more than rudimentary speech. They can be relied upon for menial tasks, but little else. Gigi, on the other hand, is quite intelligent, and quite stubborn, I might add. I suspect that's due to his age. He's been with the guild for an eternity, ever attending each guildmaster, but recently he's been coming and going as he pleases. Gigi, kneel before Gigi, the one true guildmaster. Respect my authority, ignorant mortal, or suffer my wrath. I like it. It's like this every day, Eorzeon. I'm afraid the experience he's accumulated over a century of assisting guildmasters has made him arrogant. It's quite intimidating, really. I may be the guildmaster, but he's like a walking, talking archive of all knowledge to do with our craft. Oh, I simply forgot about your ingot. Sorry. As I was about to say, I think this is very, very good for a beginner. It's reasonably pure and well-formed. I dare say you've got a knack for this, Eorzeon. What you need now is practice. So keep practicing with your hammer and come back when you've gotten more comfortable using it. GGG. Bugger off, greenhorn. Next quest at level 5, and then, yeah, complete. We'll go grab some more copper. We'll do another ingot, and we'll get the level 5 quest. Alright, up this way. Guild supplier. Gonna need some copper. Oh, at 71 now. Never mind. I forget that they give you stuff. Alright, we're gonna wait. Oh, I didn't level up. What kind of jankery is this? Okay, now we're gonna go grab the level 5 quest. Alright. I'm honestly a bit surprised to see you. Most newcomers find Gigi's evaluations so harsh that we never hear from them again. I'm so glad that you didn't take him seriously when he said your copper wasn't fit for a chamber pot. I mean, really, it doesn't even make sense. You could make a chamber pot out of anything. Anyway, I hope you've been working hard, because your next task won't be nearly as easy as the last. Listen well, Eorzeon. I want you to make me 3 copper gorgets. So we got a chat here. Is this a 100% completion FC thing? Yeah, basically, we're trying to explore as much of the world as we can, stuff that we've overlooked and missed in our rapid playthroughs, and then we've got a few friends who are joining the challenge with us that are part of my my Discord server. They've been super good to follow along with us. For this, you'll need copper ingots, which you very conveniently learned to make last time. Now, I directed you to purchase ore from Eorzea before, but there are other ways to obtain it. She's going to tell us so that we can mine it. You could dig it up yourself, perhaps befriend a lonely miner and convince him to share with you. However you choose to obtain your materials, I'm sure you'll put them to good use. That was so much shorter than the other ones. I'm so glad for that, though. She says, come join us, Twitch chatter. You totally could. I mean, we're welcome to have anyone join the thing with us, but it's a long slog. Let's not kid anyone. So we're gonna need 6 copper ingots altogether, and then 3 leather. So let's make a few of these. You'd have to create a new character in Maduin, you suppose? I mean, hey, that's what we all did. None of us had a character in Maduin, but we decided it was a good one because it was on Dynamis, had the bonuses. I think there was somebody in the server that had a character on Maduin, so they recommended it. But you're totally welcome, like, no joke. Guild supplier needs some leather. I am definitely committed and active, and I explore all kinds of things. I mean, we've talked to so many NPCs I've never heard before, been in buildings I've never seen, all kinds of things. So, I mean, yeah. If you're looking for more information, though, definitely I would jump into the Friends of Eorzeon Discord first, though, see if it's kind of your style, your vibe. It's a good group of people, but let me grab you a link here, and then there you go. So you can check it out before you commit yourself to insanity, because we're a little crazy over here. Alright, let's make these gorgets. These gorgeous gorgets. It'll only take us at least 6 years to get through a Realm Reborn. Hey man. Probably. Let's be serious. I mean, let's see, how many... This is episode 15. So we've probably spent like 30-ish. 25 to 30 hours, and we're just getting like the base stuff unlocked for Disciples of Land in Hand, and like all the classes unlocked, and we're visiting the sylphs in the main story. Oh, I need one more. We only play twice a week. It's not too bad. The hard part is not playing outside of the stream. Oh yeah, fair, because if you jump ahead, then there's really nothing to do. Yeah, Wednesday mornings over in North America, and then Saturday afternoons, because we have like a lot of people who are outside of the country, so we're trying to work around schedules and stuff. Alright, don't keep me waiting too long. Well, in my opinion, GGG, gorgets, your gorgets are gorgeous, Greenhorn. Oh, wait, I mean grotesque, ungodly, an affront to the gods themselves, for shame. They were gorgeous gorgets. Beg your pardon, Eorzeon. I'm afraid that constructive criticism isn't one of Gigi's strong points. But where was I? Ah, yes. Your gorgets are well made, strong and functional. And that's the least they should be, as they're meant to protect one's throat. When it comes to basic pieces like these, we don't have much creative freedom. Still, this doesn't mean we should put in less effort, especially since the techniques used to craft simple accessories are the same ones used to craft elaborate ones. Fair enough. Now then, you've learned how to handle your hammer, but there's another tool I'd like you to get acquainted with. With this grinding wheel, you'll find it easier to add the finishing touches when you craft. Try using it, and you'll see what I mean. Keep your nose to that grinding wheel, or you'll be ready for your next challenge in no time at all. Alright, we've heard this one about 1,000 times. Got control, CP, etc. Okay, we're done with that one, and now we're gonna go pick up Alchemist. And then that is it. That's the last one. We've unlocked them all. You certainly do enjoy the crafting. Alchemist Guild, you went way overboard compared to the rest of us. Alright. Let's look at this Thancred looking guy. Ah, an adventurer, one of my favorite kinds of people. I find your unquenchable thirst for exploration neatly complements the burning hunger for sagacity that marks our dedicated members. Welcome to the Alchemist Guild. Though I hesitate to define alchemy in such narrow terms, our main field of expertise is the concoction of various potions and elixirs. There are salves to treat all manner of afflictions, not to mention miraculous libations that enhance the imbiber beyond its natural physical limits. As an adventurer, I'm sure you can appreciate the eminently practical applications of our work. What say you, sir? Care to take up mortar and pestle and join our ranks? Wonderful. Now then, allow me to give you a brief history of the guild before we tackle the official paperwork. Though alchemists are presently known as the quintessential brewers of potions, the profession itself arose from the desire to achieve an as-yet unrealized ambition. The original driving purpose behind our art was, and perhaps still is, the discovery of a process that can transform base metals into gold or silver, and the mystical medium through thought necessary to effect such a transformation is the Philosopher's Stone, which itself is believed to have Panacean properties and be capable of bestowing eternal life. Though success yet eludes us, years of endless experimentation towards this hidden goal has had the initially unintentional consequence of unearthing a wealth of knowledge in the field of alchemical medicine. Regretfully, alchemy's potential to enrich the lives of the masses was first met with a wave of distrust, as if our ability to create helpful compounds was akin to dabbling in back alley witchcraft. I mean, kind of is. The profession eventually gained credibility in Ul'dah through its integration into traditional medicine by Frondel's Frontistery, an institution known for producing respected physicians. Once the city's shift in perception became known, budding alchemists wishing to study without fear of persecution journeyed to Ul'dah from every corner of the realm. It was not long before this gathering of inquisitive minds banded together to form the Alchemist Guild. Thus, while our organization is intensely focused on perfecting and sharing the fruits of our research, it is also of paramount importance that we uphold the reputation of alchemy itself as a legitimate discipline. If you would revel in the secrets of our art, then you must be prepared to shoulder the responsibility I have described. Take a moment to dwell on these words before you truly enter the world of alchemy. Who can you reach from up there? The guild master? Have you arrived at a decision? Are you ready to exult in the arts of alchemy and commit to the responsibilities that your enrollment entails? Yes. Excellent. Then allow me to direct you to our guildmaster. Gaining his approval is the last test you must pass before becoming a full member of the guild. You will find Guildmaster Severian tending to his experiments at his personal workbench. I must warn you, he is a rather intense individual. Pray choose your words with care. Nobody wants to be closer to him than that. And yes, it is very handy that you can talk to him from here. What is it this time? Ah, you must be the merchant's lackey, come to bring me my imp wings. Let's have them then. What? Not a lackey? An inspiring alchemist, you say? Speak up, and pray that I heard you awry. Did that babbling fool Dietrich send you to me? I specifically requested that I be disturbed for nothing less than the coming of a second calamity. It's a good thing there are rails between us as well. Wow, why do you guys hate him so much? Is it because he hates everybody? Do I appear as kindly mentor to you? My research demands my absolute and undivided attention. Now be gone before I am forced to... But wait, perhaps I can... Yes, you may be the very assistant I require. Yes, he is pretty self-absorbed. I've had a change of heart. I wonder if he was related to the chick in Central Shroud up at the top. What was her name? Marcette or something? She was terrible. Congratulations, I approved your application to the guild. It is with great pleasure that I welcome a fellow seeker of knowledge into the fold. Eorzeon doesn't remember this class quest. I skipped all of the class quests. You remember? I skipped so much stuff because I was trying so hard to catch up to my friends in Shadowbringers. We can dispense with the interminable initiation ceremony, yes? Here is our first alembic. Try not to drop it, for there is much work to be done. Yes, much work. Alright, let's grab our alembic, recommended gear, and then new gear set. Up we go, up and up and up. I think it goes right there. Alchemist Culinarian. Boom. I see you've managed to take hold of the alembic without injuring yourself. An auspicious beginning. Let us see if we can continue this trend of unexpected success. You didn't expect me to hold it, right? For your first lesson, I want you to use your weathered alembic there and make me a bottle of distilled water. Distilled water is simply the end result of purifying a mercury sample of life's most vital element. As such, it provides the perfect introduction to one of alchemy's most fundamental processes, taking a material and refining it into a purer form. To perform this rudimentary exercise, you shall require a pail of muddy water and a water shard. The impure water can be purchased from the supplier standing near the entrance to the guild. The name momentarily escapes me. Esminate? Yes, that was it. If it happens that you find this basic task beyond your abilities, then mayhap alchemy is not the discipline for you, which would be quite upsetting, as I detest the thought of having to select a new assistant. Try not to disappoint me. So, let me get this straight. These guys have, like, buckets of dirty water on purpose. Like, that, like, they couldn't just find clean water. Muddy water 1. Synthesize. Alright. Probably gonna need to do another one or two. Your task is to provide me with 1 bottle of distilled water. Here you go. You can use it in your humidifier. Magnificent. Your transformation into an alchemist has begun. Do you understand the liquid treasure you have made? Yes, it is still simply water, but now possessed of almost limitless potential. In a properly distilled state, water provides the base ingredient for all manner of wondrous concoctions. On the other hand, a potion created with impure water is not only unlikely to have the desired effect, it may very well poison the imbiber. Which, if you're making a vial of poison, is fine. Look well upon the substance you have refined. See how crystal clear it has become. Not the most flavorful of libations, but still refreshing to pour over one's head on a stifling summer afternoon. Tell me, how did you feel in the instance of its purification? Such a fine result must have sent thrills of excited satisfaction down your spine. Yes, I know well that sensation. To glean a pristine drop from filthy swill, it is a miracle born of mortal artifice. Nothing can compare to the rush of triumph in the moment when physical laws bend to one's will. Nothing! The greater your mastery of alchemy, the more ecstatic that feeling becomes. Go, fill your chambers with bottles of distilled water, and revel in each success. I return now to my experiments. When next you disturb me, I shall expect your skills to be worthy of a guildmaster's chosen assistant. I got 10 muddy water. Alright, we need one more. I guess they didn't want us to use the mineral water that the culinarians use. Then they couldn't make us novices get 30. Yep, totally true. At least this guy doesn't pretend to use you as a henchman. I mean, it's basically the same thing, but he is at least a little bit better about it. What? What is it now? Guild for the poor? Another cursed love filter? Ah, you're that wretch that insists on dusting my bench, aren't you? He didn't even look. He just named off 3 different things and then looked. No? Then who? Oh, my new assistant. No, no, no. Don't bother me with more names. My mind shall not be cluttered with trivial details unrelated to alchemical processes. I trust you have busied yourself with the mastery of our discipline. I have scant moments to spare on lessons, but I suppose I must invest a modicum of time in your training if you are to be any use to me. Let us move on to the second fundamental principle of alchemy. Your understanding of this principle will be best facilitated by creating 3 bottles of antidote. For this task, you must needs acquire the stipulated number of grass vipers, as well as a chunk of rock salt. I believe the guild often has the poisonous snakes in stock, so you need to only purchase them from that supplier, lass. Ah, yes, Esminate. As for the rock salt, I believe she can supply that too, and for a reasonable price. I rather suggest seeing her for all your simple ingredient needs, unless you fancy the idea of scrabbling in the sand to find them yourself. In any case, I'm not terribly concerned with how you procure the materials. What is most important is that you experience this fundamental principle firsthand as you concoct the 3 bottles of antidote. Return to me with the bliss of new knowledge stamped upon your features. Yeah, he doesn't want to know our names, but can you blame him when this guy's Guymancer, Fnine and then Tadazuko, Yayazuko, and then we had to literally talk about yours. We thought it was Sina or Signy, but it's Sina, and then it's Kartoffel, and you're a French fry, and Eorzeon, Explorezion, it's like a mouthful, and yeah, stop saying it's easy to remember. Hush, puppy. Alright. I apparently have antidote from a main story quest, so here we go. Let me read this real fast. I don't mean to interrupt, but I joined the guild server. It's not super clear to me if my own goal would conflict with anything, so it's hard for me to explain. Aiming for patch lock sort of thing, which my character, as in complete all I can in patch chronological order, no matter how phased out the content is. So basically, how we're going to be doing this is we're going to be exploring everything in kind of a not necessarily locked methodology. Like, there may be things that we do that don't quite fall in with the current patch. We might end up leaving some stuff behind, but the idea is to kind of explore everything as we go, which hopefully leaves no stone unturned. So what I want to say here is that the goal is to do everything kind of patch by patch. But if things get held up or locked behind, I'm not going to stress about them. So, I mean, we can talk more about that in detail too, because I'm curious about kind of how we would approach that. All right. And then we just turned in our antidotes. An excellent result, my precious protege. I see you have attained the optimum viscosity without clouding the crimson hue. And we do a lot of things as we stumble upon them, because it is kind of exploratory, so that is true. Good point, Snowy. Let's see. He's from Ul'dah, he should be used to Lala names. I mean, that's true. Rogue was not in 2.0. Not sure, though. It was not originally. It was not, like, one of the base things. It will be most interesting to see how well these mixtures perform on live test subjects. Well, of course, they'll be poisoned. How else would I gauge the efficacy of your work? But never mind that. What have you learned about the second alchemical principle? You have produced a helpful compound by combining otherwise mundane or lethally harmful substances. Has this not expanded your awareness of what is attainable with this profession? Yeah. Just as it is possible for a medicine to act as a poison in sufficient amounts, so is it possible for a poison to be utilized as a cure. Your successful creation of these antidotes is evidence of this very fact. Those without a knowledge of alchemy would spare not a second glance for the venomous grass viper, but mix its venom with an appropriate amount of rock salt, and people will flock to your door to purchase your miraculous remedy. I guess another note on like how we're gonna try to progress this is like, I mean, we'll do like the savage stuff that's all there, and hopefully do it before we move on. But if it becomes like a slog thing where it's just like we feel like we're stuck and not actually progressing the stream, I think that would be potentially problematic. And I've honestly never been much for like doing like a bunch of high-end content. So, I mean, that might kind of fall off a little bit. But I am definitely curious about the specifics of your approach. Study, experiment, and reveal worth in the most unexpected of places. The desire for sustenance and rest will become as minor annoyances once you have learned the joys of such discoveries. It is time you added this amateur's mortar to your repertoire of alchemical devices. This mortar is oft referred to as a secondary tool, but used in conjunction with a primary tool such as the alembic, you will soon come to appreciate its value in your work. I foresee much practical use for your growing skills, my eager apprentice. Now run along and find a use for your new toy. I have further research to conduct. Alright, we've read that one 100 times. And then Snowy, you're saying, I think it would be fair to try high-end stuff, but we need not stay on it if we don't clear in an hour or so. We tried it, we can move on, IMO. You know, I mean, I really would like to give it an honest shake. That is kind of the core principle of everything we're doing here. But at the end of the day, it also has to be enjoyable for not only me, but also the audience, so we'll have to keep that in mind. Oh, you'll try to make a character then? Awesome. I mean, if nothing else, even if we do kind of get to a point where it's just like, hey, we're not making any progress on what we're trying to do with the stream, you will at least have joined us for as much of the content to start. And then we could let you kind of rock on Savage, and I'm sure there will be people that will be willing to help you out with it. I mean, there's kind of no downside to joining. If we're all having fun and not getting frustrated, then we can keep going. That is kind of a big deal. It's a game. It should be fun. All right, we got all of our Disciples of Hand and Land. We've gotten all of the class that we can unlock at the moment. So I guess right now it's just time to start clearing out this Gridania and Limsa batch of quests. Start getting some levels on our jobs. We just hit Limsa like the other day, so let's go back to Gridania and start leveling them up. Alright, let me get back up here. Okay, so we've got to do Conjurer, and we are not coming back until we are at least level 5, so we can take the class quest, no matter what one we're doing, and Lancer. And, why can I not think Archer? So, Conjurer, Archer, and Lancer. And we're going to go out the main gate, which is Blue Badger Gate for Central Shroud. Yeah, so as for looking up what has been done so far, I do have a section in there where I post the highlights, so you don't have to watch hours upon hours. I will link that as soon as I can when the stream is over here. And that way you can have at least quicker access to knowing what we've done. I'm going to start with Lancer. I need to make a job change thing, don't I? I do, because this is a lot of things now. Alright, and then let's go kill stuff. Reckless abandon, y'all. Oh, hey, no worries. You are not interrupting anything. This is what the stream is for. Engagement and exploration. And we are always willing to welcome a new friend in. Alright. So we need some more items for outside the actual, like, Lancer quest. And we're gonna need to kill other things. Make sure to switch your jobs around so you get the benefits. And we will make sure that everybody has what they need before we head on. And then we should also check hunt logs as well. I need one more little ladybug as Conjurer. Oh geez, did I pick up a tree ant sapling? I did. That's a problem. Because they're a little strong. Okay. I need to be an archer. But I can't, because you guys are in combat. I guess. Okay. Gear set list. Archer. No, I picked up the sapling again. Oh, I got put to sleep. No. We're just gonna ignore that guy then. Alright. Can't change jobs while suffering from a status affliction. Interestingly enough. Dude, this tree really wants to kill me. Alright. This is another one of those classes where we get this super early buff, and so you end up killing things so fast that you just tend not to get in the habit of using it. So that's a tricky one. I don't remember how I set up my Bard, because I haven't used Bard in like a long time. We're just going to put it there for now. Little Ladybug and Forest Funguar on this class still, for Hunt Log. Leg Graze is one of those abilities that is almost entirely pointless. Almost. Almost. There's a very niche use for it. Alright, Hunt Logs, Ladybugs, done. I'm gonna check Conjurer, I need Mightlings, and then Lancer, Forest Funguar. So, I'm gonna go back to Lancer and get a few of those. Alright, I'm going to check the Botanist level 2, because we are level 3, so while we're out here, it might be a good idea to chop some wood, too. And gonna just get that up a little bit. Okay, so hunt logs, we're good, good, and good. And then we're gonna check levels as well. Conjurers 6, 6, and 6. I need to kill something for a quest. So my first cane, conjures, my first bow. Which quest is this? Which one do I need to be? Conjurer? I am actually a little bit lost at what it wants from me right now. Little ladybug. What is this? What is this for? Essential oil. Is a delivery. Turn in. Probably rogue or something. But the rogue is from, Wait, oh, there are little ladybugs over there. Yep. So, we don't need to kill those. Yeah, so little ladybugs exist in Lenosha as well. And so, Arcanist. Yep. Alright, let's roll back into town. We've got all of the things we need for this moment. Hey, guess what we can mount? Forgot all about that. We'll pick up the next quest. When we come back out here, we'll do some botanist. Wait, botanist is in there. I forget. Let's go grab botanist. Oh my goodness, this is gonna drive me so nuts. I need to build my hotbar for triangulate for switching jobs. That's the one. Level 5 mature tree. And was it, yeah, I said latex is what we need for, we need 10 of them. So note also, the first time you gather something, this little item thingy indicator will go away. You get a burst of experience for doing it. And you can also enable quick gathering down here, and it will just automatically gather with the remaining uses. Gonna try up and catch us up as fast as you can. Hey, no worries, it's gonna take a while, because we've been doing this for a while. And there's no rush. But again, I won't be streaming until next Wednesday, so I mean, if you want to jump ahead, no worries. Alright, I'm actually going to disable to grab 2 latex, and then grab some, like, wind shards. An ice shard for that experience burst, because I only need the 10. Alright, let's all go back into Gridania. You like to watch the videos at 1.5 speed to catch up on missed streams. Fair enough, I do that with a lot of videos. I can't even be mad that you're not getting the full experience. I'm just kidding. Okay, so we'll report into all the combat jobs and botanist. Wow, drama. Yes, that is as dramatic as I get. Don't you know I require constant validation and all that? Ethernet. Actually, we can just go to the Archers Guild. Okay. Oh, okay. This is absolutely like infuriating that I have to open this list. It's not even a big deal, but it drives me. It fills me with such rage. I'm probably just going to do it right after this. Welcome back, Eorzeon. It would seem you have successfully completed your trial. You've proven yourself worthy of a place in these halls. It is with pleasure that I name you an Archer of the Guild. As fellows of the path, let us strive together for greater mastery of our art. Now, though, you may be a member of the Archers Guild, know that your seniors will not coddle you with personal attention. It is up to you to seek out experiences that you need to grow as an archer. By way of a first step, I encourage you to practice proper technique, loose arrow after arrow, paying close attention to form until the movement becomes second nature. When drawing your bowstring has become as natural to you as drawing breath, and the world seems clearer when viewed down the shaft of an arrow, return to me. Go well, my young apprentice. my young apprentice. Good evening to you, Eorzeon. I felt that it was about time you returned. I never left. Have you grown accustomed to the bow? I, again, never shot an arrow. Before we go any further, I wish to ensure that you have grasped the fundamentals essence of archery. Tell me, Eorzeon, do you truly understand what it means to see clearly? It means when the rain is gone. To see clearly is not merely to look, it is to observe with intent. Fail to do this, and no amount of talent with a bow will avail you. An archer must remain vigilant for any trace of his target, overlooking not the smallest detail, lest it prove crucial to the realization of his purpose. He must, in short, see clearly. The coming task will test your powers of observation. A number of targets have been hiding throughout the city. I would have you seek out and destroy them. Each will fall easily to your heavy shot technique. When you have completed the task, return to me and we will continue. You made your job menu after day one. You were smart. I was not. I bow to your superior knowledge and wisdom. Let's see. When you've completed the task, return to me and we will continue. So, okay. This is the quest where we get to go around town looking for butts. Oh yeah. Look at that archery butt right there. Just gonna smack that butt. And these ones don't count at all. How many butts can you poke? Wisdom, never. Forethought, maybe. Hey look, a butt all the way up there. And you cannot poison a butt. You can only use a heavy shot on a butt. There's another quest in which we go outside of the city to look for butts. Look, there's a butt over there. Oh, I can't reach it. I gotta get closer to the butt. If you're wondering if I'm extremely immature, the answer is of course I am. Everybody needs to enjoy looking for butts. Sometimes there are butts under bridges. Sometimes there are butts on the roof. Sometimes there are butts in the Adventurers Guild. Look, we got all the butts. And then let's actually go to, because that's a turn-in, right? No, it's just a follow-up. So let's go to the Archers Guild. No, we are not in Lemsa. We just happened to find many butts. Alright. You have returned! I trust you have begun to comprehend the crucial importance of seeing clearly. Yes. The next trial will test your powers of observation in battle. Travel to the North Shroud and there put down 8 Microchews and 8 Opo-Opos. In contrast to the animate and wholly unthreatening targets of the previous trial, these creatures may be relied upon to move around and fight back. Nor are those the only differences. Being comparatively numerous, Microchews and Opo-Opos are anything but difficult to find, and yet you may be assured that in this task will test your powers of observation, albeit in a different manner. This time, you will need to evaluate the abilities of your opponent. In so doing, you will learn, amongst other things, that Microchews produce a poison that can quickly sap one's strength, while Opo-Opos, like archers, possess the advantage of range. Knowing their strengths, how will you go about mitigating them? If you commence your attack before identifying an effective strategy, you will soon be made to regret your folly. But if you take time to observe your targets from afar, you will surely glean the knowledge necessary to defeat them. I look forward to hearing of your success, Eorzeon. Me too. Alright. Now, let's go check in with another class guildmaster. And then get another quest to go kill 8 of something or other. So we'll go Lancers. Hey, wind up Ultras. Cool. And then there's a class thing to turn in right around here. Okay, I'm putting my foot down. We are doing it. We are doing it right now. We're getting hotbar number. We're doing 9 as our base. Okay, we're doing it. Pay attention, young Padawans, to how we make a a job menu, and unfortunately my chats are blocking my typical space, so I'm gonna move things around here, and you'll forgive me if I have to make adjustments and stuff. Okay, so hotbar 9 is gonna go right here, and we're gonna use it as our base. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna come down here and we're gonna do tank icon. We're gonna say tanks, and we're gonna say hotbar display 10 on, and then oh my goodness, I need to pull up my actual video. So we need to display 10. So when we do that, we'll now see hotbar 10 is on. It was purple before. We're gonna line it up. We're gonna do 120, save. I'm not gonna try to go too crazy on this one particularly just yet. So it'll display it, yes, but we need to actually put content on there. And so in order for this to work, we're going to need to have a class that we have no problem changing the hotbars for. So we're going to take our miner class and we're going to go hotbar 4, 5. I think we'll start with 5. 5, 6, 7. 5 and 6 will be unused. 4 is also always going to be unused. Where's my hotbar 4? So hotbar 4. Oh, it's right here in front of me. We're going to put the gladiator on it. We're going to put the marauder on it. And then when we come down to our tanks thing, we're going to say slash hotbar copy miner 4 share 10. Right, so when we click on it, it'll copy whatever's here to our shared hotbar 10. We need to make sure that we do our hotbar sharing. Yes, hotbar 10 is on. That way when we click it, we see gladiator and marauder are now here. So the same thing we do for healers. We do hotbar display 10 on, and then also hotbar copy min 5 to share 10. And that way, when we press healers, what is actually on hotbar 5 here, which will be our healers, conjurer, is the only one at the moment. When we press healers, now, oh, what did I do? Hotbar 5 is currently set to share. That is why. So now I have to put that back on there because it was a shared hotbar. So conjurer, boom. Now when we click it, it works. So we're going to do the same thing for DPS. What's my hotkey? For now, we're going to need melee. So hotbar display 10 on, right? And then hotbar copy miner 6 to share 10. We'll pop that there, and then our miner hotbar 6. We're going to drag. Wait, we're going to turn hotbar 6 off for sharing. We're going to drag our melees. That's going to be Lancer. That's going to be Rogue. Then, you see that? We now have access to tanks, healers, and melee. So the thing to do then is to go into the next one and do a ranged one. And this will get better over time. Hotbar display 10 on, and hotbar copy. Well, we can't use 7 because 7 is our shared hotbar that we actually use for stuff. So we're gonna do BTN for botanist 4 share 10. So that means we need to change over to a botanist, and then we're going to put some classes for ranged, which is just archer on our 4. And look at that, we have ranged. So then the thing to do is to go to our mages or casters. Hotbar display 10 on, hotbar copy BTN 5 share 10. So that will do that. And then for our botanist, we're going to bring thaumaturge and arcanist. Then when we hit casters, boom, there we go, ranged, there we go, melee, healers, and tanks. That was actually a way short version of doing that. I like it. Okay, so this is Lancer, so I need to be melee. We're going to talk to this guy. Oh, so much better. So you are back. I trust you have learned something of the essence of our art. A Lancer learns best when he is doing, each thrust making him stronger. Such things as strategy and technique will come in time. And never forget courage. Without it, you cannot hope to realize your potential. We will get to Crafters and Gatherers when we get there, okay? Right now, I am not dealing with Crafters and Gatherers because they are on the back burner, because I'm going to show you how to level them up without even having to actually craft or gather, even if it feels cheap to you. Your look betrays no hint of doubt. That is well. It is clear you see the truth in my words. That will be all for the present. Now take up your weapon, sally forth, and cut a path for yourself. You have just 3 hotbars for your classes. I mean, yeah, but I just have 2 hotbars for my classes in my version, so it's still better. And yes, you can do it however you want, but I'm so used to my system and my stuff, I just have to do it. Plus, this is also expandable for other things like items and stuff. However, there's going to be a new thing coming out in like 7.4 that gives you extra like hotbar space and like a changeable menu, and I'm really excited to see what we can do with that. Alright, we gotta be level 5. We are level 5. Alright, you've returned. I take from your presence that you have regained a measure of familiarity with your weapon. Good! You're ready to begin the next phase of your training. And then over on Twitch, we got, I use 2 cross hotbars and a half. You're a controller user. Oh, I actually made a video about this same topic for controllers. So you probably do something similar to me, I wonder. Because it's very handy to have all that space savings. More hotbar space? Yes, Snowy, we're getting some kind of menu thing. It's going to be great. You're ready to begin the next phase of your training. You will recall my telling you that it takes no small amount of courage to be a Lancer. Now, in general terms, courage is the strength to do something which one finds unnerving. However, a Lancer's notion of courage is not so simple. Having first drawn a distinction between courage and recklessness, he then divides the former into 2 aspects. I would have you learn each with spear in hand. The first is composure. When outnumbered in battle, a Lancer may lose his composure and succumb to panic. Should this happen, all of his training will swiftly flee his mind, and he will struggle to overcome opponents whom he would ordinarily have bested with ease. He will, in short, contribute to his own defeat. If you wish to become a Lancer in sooth, I have actually no idea what in sooth means, you must learn to maintain your composure at all times. Do this, and you will be able to call upon every ounce of your strength and skill when it matters most, and so to your first task. You grew up playing console, so you got very attached to keeping the HUD as clean as possible. I would say, like, I like to have a clean HUD, but I also have a creative mindset, so I end up with clutter. So I like both. The riverbanks of the Central Shroud are home to vilekin known as Eorzeons. Fiercely territorial, the creatures will attack anyone who strays too close, making them the bane of the fisherfolk. They typically fall upon their prey en masse, barring all avenues of escape before closing in for the kill. What must go through the mind of their victim in that instant? Panic? Despair? Be sure to tell me upon your return. Needless to say, I would have you brave such an encounter. Take this sack of decidedly noisome bait and use it to lure the ever-ravenous creatures out of their nest. You try to stay clean, Freeze, but it never lasts long. That's my curse too. It may only be one curious Eorzeon appears, but what if 2 or 3 follow the scent? Let's see how you fare then. Well, give me an AoE and I'll be fine. Now go, my young Lancer, and learn what it means to fight with composure. Alright, we're not actually going to jump out into the Shroud just yet, though. We're going to pick up all the remaining quests, turn in quests, and where's this dude with the... Oh, he's right here. I just missed him. The squirrels are dealt with then? Very good. I am pleased to see you have proven yourself useful. What's that? You wonder what happens to adventurers who fail to complete such trifling tasks? Why, what? Such sluggards soon find there is no place for them within the city. And where do they end up after leaving Gridania? Well, you shall hear the truth of that before long. I will? Are you going to tell me? Because there's no follow-up quest. Where do they go? Where do they go? I need to know! My whole life is like in shambles now that I don't have that knowledge. Alright, so we're going to go to the Conjurer's Guild now. And then actually become a Conjurer with my handy-dandy 2 clicks. Love it. So game over. When you say you grew up playing console, you're talking about this game or just in general? And if this game, how long have you been playing it? Welcome back, Eorzeon. The elementals have told me of your success. By placing yourself in the midst of nature and seeing it with a conjurer's eyes, you have taken your first step along the path to enlightenment. Healing, protection, and destruction. Though our spells vary in function, they all derive their power from the same source, the forces embodied in all creation. By gaining a true understanding of these, a conjurer may call upon them to manipulate his environment, thereby realizing the state of being that he desires. The on-stream Twitch chat doesn't seem to be working anymore. What? I mean, it's working for me, maybe not for you. That's odd. I'm sorry. But you say the new menu within menu feature will be super handy because you like to keep the non-combat stuff to a single separate toggleable crossbar. Actually, that's super. Yeah, that's a really good way to do it, and I think you're right on the money. The lower half is cut off or something. Maybe that's it. I do have this. Maybe I'll try to. Oop, not that. Maybe I'll try to do that. I don't know. Oops. Yours is a familiar look, the very picture of confusion. Be not disheartened, for the comprehension shall come in due time. Okay, for now you must learn to reach out to the forces embodied in each of us. The Force! Pray hearken to mine instructions. Well, I don't know about delay. I feel like Twitch has been generally better at not having delay than the YouTube one. And I meant in general, most of my gaming time has been on consoles, although you play on a 14 on PC mostly. Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I've been a console gamer for my whole life, honestly, except for 14, crazy enough. And I guess some other MMOs. Breathe deep and open your eyes to that which cannot be seen. Feel the myriad life around you, and draw upon this boundless reservoir of energy. Take up your cane and use it to lend that energy form. Go forth, my young conjurer, and be at one with the world. Return to me when you have learned to draw upon the forces around you with the self-same ease you draw upon those within. Alright, and then level 5 quests. You want us to go kill some more stuff? It's good to see you, Eorzeon. By the air of serenity that surrounds you, it is plain to see that you have learned to draw upon the energy of creation. I'm glad. It is the wellspring of our power. Yet the energy of creation is not one thing, but many, and to call upon all without first knowing each is conjury at its most basic. As a part of your continuing education, it is my desire that you now learn about the element of earth. Make your way to Blessed Bud in the North Shroud, and there partake of Hearer Nolanel's wisdom. The depths of his affinity for the elementals of rock and soil is all but unique among conjurers, and he is a gifted instructor besides. You may be certain of receiving a most enlightening lesson on the subject of earth. And then let's talk to Brya here. Brya and the Last Dragon. Ah, you're back. Have you procured the scarlet oil as I requested? Oh, I sure did. Yes, everything appears to be in order. The ceremony may proceed as planned. I am grateful. To the elements, to the elementals for delivering you to us. Pray accept this small token of our appreciation. Some monies. Okay. We also need to pop over to the Botanists Guild. By the way, were we high enough level? Yes, we were. Oh, now it's coming back to bite me in the butt. I guess we probably should showcase how to do gatherers and crafters. Nope, another time. Botanist Guild. Oh, I am gonna hide 4 and 5 for now. And 6, actually. Alright, Fufucha, what you got for me? How goes the gathering effort? Lest you forget, latex can be had just outside the city. Ah yes, precisely 10 pots of latex, just as I instructed. You've done well. Latex is easy to find and equally easy to harvest. As such, collecting the stuff is an ideal task for young botanists who are learning their way around a hatchet. Yet know that being able to swing said tool does not make you a botanist. You must also possess the knowledge to locate the resources you seek. That will be all from me for the present. I urge you to keep honing your senses and skills as a botanist. Gather near and far and learn from your experiences. I love how it's always like, hey, you've done this one simple task, now go learn how to be a botanist on your own. Or whatever class. I look forward to seeing you again when you have become better acquainted with our trade. Till then, I bid you happy gathering. I'm gonna have so many of these stinking shirts. Right, I do need to move a few things around real fast. Okay. Hello again, Eorzeon. I'm told you've been putting your hatchet to good use. Well done. Yet, as I mentioned before, hacking away at trees does not make you a botanist. You must also strive to deepen your understanding of nature. Unbeknownst to her, we're already knowing how to be a botanist. Unless somewhat? Unless somewhat? I say this is the knowledge that you have done just that. In the knowledge you have done just that. Whether you realize it or not, you have an air of a man who is at ease with the world around him. I do believe you are ready for for your next task. Or at least, gotcha. At least somewhat. I would like you to go to Treespeak and there harvest 10 pots worth of maple sap. Once you have enough, pray deliver the sap to Sicily. She will be pleased to receive it. Off you go now, Eorzeon. Well, you could just go to the market board and buy it, and then you don't really know how to be a botanist, but you're still being a botanist. You know how to use the tool. Very good. Now go the rest. Go learn the rest on your own. Yeah, it feels just like college. All right. Actually, what am I doing? We've done all the turn-ins. We have now quests again, and then yeah. So it's 5:20. Let's all right. I am biting the bullet. I'm going to, while I'm a botanist, do crafters and gatherers. Alright, hotbar, display 10 on, and hotbar copy BTN 6 share 10. And then that's gonna look like this. We're gonna do all these here. Wait a minute, what's out of order? That's out of order, and that's out of order. Yep, I am that picky. Because it's carpenter, blacksmith, armorer, goldsmith, leatherworker. And then move that down. Yep, I'm that guy. Okay, and then goldsmith, leatherworker, weaver. I don't know why I'm having such a struggle putting these on the bar. What is happening right now? Leatherworker, alchemist, culinarian, and we're going to do miner, and botanist, and fisher. And then when we click that, there we go. Okay, cool. Let's go pick up where we left off with doing these Gridanian quests. I guess next time we'll jump into Limsa and we'll do some of those quests. But right now we got, I don't know, maybe another half hour or so. And we'll just keep going with Conjurer, Lancer, and Archer, and Botanist. Okay. I gotta turn that off though. That's gonna drive me nuts. So all of our quests were taking us to, let's see. So that's North Shroud. That's Central Shroud. And that's North Shroud. So we got 2 for North Shroud. We'll go there. You earn the achievement Mapping the Realm North Shroud. I could... What? We've been in the North Shroud before. Haven't we? Is this our first time? No. No. Actually, I don't need these on me here anymore. So we're gonna be Archer first, I guess. Why not? Or wait, little ladybugs. Ah, they're what's it called? For Arcanist. Okay, mage swarms are up here. I'm an Archer, so I need them for this. Going to open with some poison just because. At some point I will do an Archer guide that will show you when to actually use, you know, raging strikes and stuff, but everything's gonna die so fast right now, we're just not really gonna bother with that or poison because nothing's gonna last. And I missed my straight shot. It bothers me how often I miss, like, straight shot because of its randomness. I don't know if we need more Opa-Opos, but I accidentally aggroed those guys because range is really good at drawing more aggro. I just about did it again. And somebody else did. Okay. Dang it! Okay. I was about to do it again. We got our Oppos. Let's check Lancer, see if any Oppos are needed for the hunt log, which they are. Three of them. Okay, and I'm also going to check Conjurer. They don't need any of these, but they need Mightlings, which we will run into in a minute. Midge Swarms, though, those are right here. So that be the one we need. Although we're going to pick up other guys as we do it. Man, our damage just went out the window. Okay, another thing that I don't like is targeting people physically with healing spells. So I'm going to set up a basic Cure Mouse over because I need it, otherwise my sanity will just go out the window. Okay. So what we're going to do here is, hey look, a cure macro that's on my shared account already. So I'm actually just going to drag that down. And function keys target party members by default. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't like losing track of my my target. That's just me. And that's a good way to talk about the beginnings of macros. So like I have here cure 2 mouse over, cure mouse over, which will default to like cure 2 if I have it, and if I don't, it will use cure, and it will use that on that person, and I didn't change targets. What you see here is because I don't actually have them as actions, so I mean you can just go with like the ones you have unlocked. That I had thought that like error off would take care of that. There's also probably something you can do in like HUD and stuff for turning off error messages. I will have to explore that when I do my introduction to macros video. But for now, we're going to move on to our next thing. We're going to check Lancer and Archer. Okay, we're going to pop up over here to the north to pick up our next quest. Yes, so like F1, F2, F3, F4, that's what he's talking about with the defaulting to target party members. I just don't like changing my targets. And then you'll get the purists who say, oh, but you're just messing up your global cooldown. But to be honest, I find that healer's global cooldown is often messed up because of the way it's reactionary. So let's see, not that. There we go. The only time you really need it to be so pristine for your global cooldown is if you're doing super high-end content, and if you're doing that high-end content, you're going to want to lay out your bars appropriately so that everything is working in a specific manner anyway. For 99% of cases, a macro will do you wonders. And of course I aggroed the stuff again. Because I cannot help myself with a ranged character. I'm just destined to always aggro everything. Oh, this is a big boy. I should probably like poison it and stuff. I should probably actually check my gear too. I'm level 10, I'm still wearing like the base stuff. Look at that. So much better. Alright, what do we have in terms of quests? We have to pick up some pots of maple sap. We have to go see this guy who's all the way down here. Our hunt logs are going to have us do mitlings, which are kind of on the way. And microchews are around here, so let's hit Lancer. Hit up microchews. Even in the hard raids, you really don't need to look out for the damage as much as... or for healer. Yeah, I suppose so. Especially once you get to know things. And you just kind of know when you need to be healing. Okay, check the hunt logs real fast again, and we're going to check Archer and Conjurer. I think we're good. Let's roll on down south. Go talk to Nolanel as a Conjurer. If you see any hunt marks, we'll stop and kill them. Like these mitlings. And we're ignoring the little ladybugs for Arcanist. We are not ignoring the little ladybugs because they are here to kill us. What a fine mess we've gotten ourselves into. Probably check my gear again, huh? Yeah, at least got the one thing. Okay. What? Alright. Now we can go talk to Nolanel. Nolanel. No Lanel. No Lanel. Somebody aggroed something. Okay. You seek here Nolanel? Then seek no more, for you have found him. What can I do for you, friend? Brother Eorzea, bid you come to me to learn of the element of earth? That is well. The power of earth is the solid foundation upon which a conjurer stands. I could happily lecture you for days on its intricate variations and properties. But I rather suspect the busy life of an adventurer would not afford the time required for such extended discourse. Accordingly, I shall offer you an opportunity to experience the qualities of earth firsthand, in combat. Now mark me well, Eorzeon, and do exactly as I command. East of here, in the grounds of Tree Speak Stables, there exists a patch of soil that bears the mark of corruption. Seek it out. When you have found the place, reach out to the focus of the Earth's trauma and attempt to commune with it as all conjurers can. Resentful of your intrusion, the tainted beings that feasts unseen upon the energies seeping from the wounded earth shall then appear. Using the powers of conjury, strike it down, and permit the land a chance to heal. Much of the nature of earth will be revealed to you during the struggle, Eorzeon. I trust you will return to me a wiser man than he who now departs. I don't think I'm going to learn that much, to be honest, because I'm just going to cast Stone. What are you over here gallivanting for? You got, like, hunt logs and stuff? I don't see any hunt markers for myself, so I'm just going to head to the thingy. There's a little settlement here, actually. Tree Speak Stables. We must do our due diligence. Welcome to Tree Speak Stables. This is where we train the chocobos that were bred out at Bent Branch Meadows in the Central Shroud. By all means, have a look around, but I would ask you to refrain from entering the stables proper. The younger birds take flight take fright easily enough without an unending procession of adventurers gaping at them. So they raise them at Bend Branch and then they keep them here? Seems a little weird. Why don't I just keep them at Bend Branch? If it's Hearstmill you want, then head north. If you simply wish to stretch your legs, I suggest doing it somewhere safer. Take a leisurely stroll around those parts and you're likely to end up as fodder for a slavering beast. Well, a lad as handsome as me surely can't scare them. Confident, aren't you? Alright. If you want for work, I have need of an adventurer willing to dirty his hands. No? No, I speak not of dark deeds. I mean only to have you deliver something. I myself would not dare venture deep into the Twelves Wood, but you seem more than capable of defending yourself. My colleague Jillian will furnish you with the item in question, and provide you with all the necessary directions. She would be somewhere behind the stables, supervising the field hands. Chocobos are sensitive and timid creatures by nature, but they are none more than capable of defending themselves if they must. Interesting, because like typically chocobos are thought of as like they're kind of hardcore. Why, just the other day I carelessly trod on a bird's toe and received a nasty peck on the rear for my trouble. Thankfully, my leathers prevented serious injury, but sitting is still rather painful. Let's see. They don't have anything to say. I wonder what you sell. Do you sell diesel greens? It's like the one thing you don't sell. Mitlings? Yeah. That chocobo was looking for butts too. Would make a great archer. I'm sure we will hit all the hunt logs, don't you worry. You can rest now. Quack, quack. And bot wine. It's probably going to be mitlings that we're going to go kill anyway. See? See? We were being optimal. Huh? We train a lot of chocobos here and see the youngins go wild when they get a sniff of a mitling. Some even throw their bloomin' riders. Let me tell you, it ain't easy training a chocobo when she drops you on your head every time she sees a shadow. We've been getting nowhere with the birds lately. If you could rid us of a few mitlings, we'd be in your debt. Excuse me. I happen to know this place like the back of my hand. No, that was totally by accident. Greetings, the crafting facility here at Treespeak Stables is primarily for the purpose of forging tools for the stable hands, but our doors, assuming we had any, are open for all. By the way, this is a huge stable. Like, look at it. It's like multi-floor and everything. But you can't go inside. Alright, let's go talk to Simon. Welcome to Treespeak Stables. This is where most of Gridania's chocobos are broken in for riding prior to beginning their working lives as rental birds or twin adder mounts. Okay. Let's go find us some mitlings. Alright, so we needed for Lancer, we do. That sentry always has a hard job. Which sentry? The one that told us needing to defend against ladybugs? Oh, yep. Some of these guys definitely put in a lot more work than others. Alright, let's just gather all the mitlings. And dream of the days of an AoE attack. Combo, even. Alright, let's see. We're good on those. Mitling, Archer. Need some. Alright, and then I need one. Nope, need one more. Conjurer. Did Conjurer need some? No, we're good. We're good. Okay. We will go report back in. And do the trial by earth first, I guess. Or report back in, then do the trial by earth. You're like, look at the size of it. A fine crop we'll have this season of Gizel greens, which you don't sell. Oh, my back! Okay. Jillian? Well, I'll be. Eorzea actually found someone willing to lend a hand. Grab one of them burlap saps over yonder, atop the crate. Aye. Tain't the most convenient location to be sure, but where else can we store that stinking stuff? Now, nowhere a visiting customer might catch a whiff, that's for sure. Deliver it to Nolanel down at Blessed Bud. Hey, fortuitous. That's west of here, in case you were wondering. Seems our conjurer friend takes his gardening pretty seriously. So we'll grab a burlap sack. Then go fight an angry elemental. And then go talk to Nolanel for 2 reasons. And I need to be a conjurer. What am I thinking? And we'll just kill it bang all of us together real fast. Cool. Do we have to, like, purify it or anything? Nope. We just have to go return to Nolanel. But first, go report into this quest giver over here. Oh, I can't jump through that. Come on. What kind of game is this? Thank you for the help. We can finally get back to training our young birds. Chocobos are skittish by nature, see, and training them takes a deal of patience. It don't make the task any easier that soldiers and adventurers tend to ride them toward the danger rather than away from it. Any road, we're grateful for the help. Here's a small token of our gratitude. You got more for me. Well, if you haven't forgotten how to help us... Oh, wait. We haven't forgotten how you helped us with the mitlings. Speaking of which, if you've got a bit of time to spare, could I trouble you to gather some aphids? You can find them living in the tangled undergrowth near Blessed Bud. We're going there anyway, I guess. But don't be surprised if your presence attracts a starving ladybug or two. They're rather fond of the wee violkin, you see. When you've gathered the aphids, deliver them to Captain Guithrit over at Etat's Spire. And tell him Tree Speak Stables send its regards. Alright. This is approaching the last things we're going to be able to do today. We'll do whatever we have to do with the trial. We'll make our quick delivery. Probably go report into Limsa for tomorrow's quests, and then be good. So, the nose knows. That odor. Is it what I think it is? It's a burlap sack. Praise be the elementals. I cannot thank you enough for your kindness. The bounty of chocobo manure shall nourish plants and ensure their continued growth. Please relay my sincerest thanks to Eorzea upon your return to Tree Speak Stables. And a word of advice. Wash your hands quickly, lest the cloying stenches of feces linger. Thanks, Nolanel. Welcome back, Eorzeon. The elementals whisper of your accomplishments. How did it feel to confront that embodiment of Earth, to endure its onslaught? Has the crushing power of this element shaken the very marrow of your bones? It was rough. Corruption occurs when the land's wounds are prevented from healing. In vanquishing the tainted sprite, you permitted the Earth's energies to flow unimpeded, and to nourish the land once more. Give me one sec. You leave your character name in a specific channel. General is fine. General is fine. Can you not sense the strength of the Earth returning? Already the land begins to heal. Thanks to your actions, that field will once again bear bountiful crops. When next you have reason to call upon your art, look back upon this task and that which you accomplished. Experience once more the grinding weight of Earth's fury, and revel in the memory of life flowing anew through the land which you helped restore. With such thoughts shall your understanding of nature continue to grow. I hope you were paying attention, Sophie. Who? See this adventurer here? Eorzeon came all the way from still Glade Fane just to hear my lesson. You would do well to learn from his example. If you wish to become a conjurer worthy of the name, you must make an effort to study nature. Do you attend me, young lady? Why should I bother studying nature? I can conjure already. Interesting. See? You have a rare gift for healing, Sophie. A wonderful gift. Yet there is more to being a conjurer than... But I don't want to do more. I want to heal. I'm good at healing. You can't make me want to do those other things. You need to DPS, even as a healer. Sometimes I wonder why I even try. Sylvie joined the guild shortly before you came to us. As you yourself just experienced, she possesses a prodigious talent for healing. Indeed, despite her tender years, I know of few conjurers who are equal in that field. Alas, nature, the very wellspring of her power, holds no interest for the child, and when she should be, by rights, by learning about the land, she prefers instead to wander it, healing people on a whim. Casting stone is very helpful. Pebble! That'll show that boss that's 10 stories tall, right? They just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and they never stopped getting bigger, I swear. You, in contrast, have been a most attentive student. I have taught you all I know of the element of earth. You may report back to Brother Asumi and tell him as much. Hooray! The slow reveal was way more dramatic for me, since you could only see her after the camera went a bit to the left. Oh, yeah, because like she was very visible soon after, like, turning to see me. Yep, I get you. And then we'll also do the Tangled Undergrowth thingy. Oh, Dew Drinker Ladybug. Time to die. Okay, and that is for a quest that we're going to be returning to Treespeak 4. Alright, gather the aphids, and then we're going to take things back to this place up here. See if we can just jump up here. Not really, no. We can do a little bit. Okay, a couple of turn-ins. We're going to make sure that all of our classes are 10, so I'm going to be a Lancer for these turn-ins, maybe that will put us over 10. Because we don't want to go back to town until we can take the actual next quest. It's just a waste, because then you have to come back out. Welcome back, friend. I gathered from that smell that the task is complete. Oh my, did I neglect to inform you of the sack's contents? I cannot apologize enough. That would certainly explain why you agreed to help when countless others turned up their noses at the idea, so to speak. Well, what's done is done. Please accept this for your troubles, along with my thanks. 10 potions. To wash our hands with. Our main task here at Treespeak Stables is to train the chocobos, but we also grow greens for the birds and make our own fertilizer. Well, I say we make it. The chocobos do the actual making. It's high-quality stuff, anyway. We receive orders from botanists as far afield as Hurstmill and the city of Gridania. As far afield as Hurstmill and Gridania? Come on, man. Alright, and then let's go to the Etat Spire, which is over here, for another turn-in. And we're going to have to go around. Oh, we got a yellow quest over here from Polymont. You've come to lend a hand, have you? A hand, have you? Well, then you're welcome to a task from my seemingly never-ending list. I'll need you to head west along the road and scrub down 2 of the Malmstones. I swear by Nafiko, these signs accumulate dirt and grime with almost unnatural haste. Speak with Kudjoana at the Treespeak Stables once you've seen to them. She'll be glad to hear the Malmstones are clean, for the next 3 bells at least. 3 hours, you silly goose. From Gruthreet? What's that? You have something for me? I have aphids. Ah, aphids from Bodwine. This is indeed a blessing. What use have we for aphids, you ask? They're oil, of course. There's not better for maintaining our weapons. Were it not for your timely delivery, I would have been forced to send a sentry to replenish our dwindling supplies. I'll have to thank Bodwine personally. And thanks to you as well, friend. What else you got for me, Gwithrit? Eorzeon, just the fellow. Your efforts on behalf of Treespeak Stables mark you as a genuine talent. If you have confidence in your battlecraft, mayhap you would agree to help us in our fight against the Ixal. According to the reports, Ixal scouts have been sighted by the river, due west of here. That area is uninhabited, but it borders Treespeak Stables and Blessed Bud. We need to drive them off before they can threaten our people. If several of their scouting parties were to summarily be dispatched, it might give their leaders cause to doubt the wisdom of their plan. Slay 2 Ixali Dualtalons, 2 Ixali Lost Wings, and 2 Ixali Slowbeaks. Show them the price they must pay for setting foot in our territory. Good grief. It's brutal, bro. The price they pay for setting foot in our territory. They really are, like, hardcore at war. Dusty Malmstone. Wipey. I don't really know why these need to be wiped down. Doesn't seem like that big of an issue, to be honest. Alright, what do we got? We got some Ixali over here. And we'll just go in guns a-blazing. Alright, so we're definitely level 10 now. And I think we got them all. Nope, we have a couple more to kill. My chat is now in front of my duty list, so I can't actually see half the time what I'm supposed to be accomplishing. Need at least one more Lost Wing. Okay. Clearing the Dusty Malmstones, so that one's up here just a little bit, hidden under this. we're just gonna ignore these guys. I'm sure they won't aggro us all the way over here. Okay, cool. So we'll go back to these places, turn them in, and then report into Gridania as a good stopping point for today. Hey look! A really huge tree, which you can maybe run up. Ugh. No going that way. Okay, that is a fancy looking chocobo. Katazuko. And I want it. Give me your chocobo. It's mine. It was bloody work, but it had to be done. Your service to Gridania will not be forgotten. Thanks to you, and now we wow. It's time to be done. We now have time to plot our next move. We can muster our forces and take the battle to the Birdmen, or consolidate our defenses before they return. I must needs consult with the commander. Alright, pop to the south. To discuss payment for services rendered. It's the draft chocobo from friend codes, and it's a 2-seater. You know, I have never actually had anybody use a friend code from me. Never do I think I've actually had... I don't think I've even used a friend code. What's that? You've been cleaning momstones? Why, thank you. With all the chores that need doing around here, I was afraid they would be left to get even filthier. It's not that just they're an eyesore, by the way. In that state, the creatures around here want to lay eggs on them. Fair enough. As to why, well, I can only assume their preferred nesting trees are in short supply these days. Be that as it may, we can't have monsters hatching from the roadside signs. The paths are dangerous enough as it is. You've never seen that mount either? Perhaps a sprinkling of sting brew would help keep the beasts away. Which we dealt with that earlier. Oh, come on, Kajwana. Did you hear about Dameta of Hirschmill? Apparently Opa Opos crept into her stores and made off with her Muntoy beans. Ordinarily, Opa Opos wouldn't go near them, what with their foul odor and even fouler taste, but food has become scarce of late. Truth be told, a good many of us are glad to be rid of the stench. Still, I can't stand to see Dameta so dispirited. Would you track down those thieving Opa Opos and recover the Muntoy beans? I'm told 6 bags were taken all told. I think that was repetitive, and I probably read it wrong. I'm told 6 bags were taken all told. Nope, that was just repetitive. Okay, Dameta is well respected by the women of Hirschmill, so it would do you to earn her favor. Be polite, smile, and don't interrupt if she goes off on one of her tangents. Hirschmill lies to the north of here. You're like to run into Opa Opos on the way. With luck, you may even encounter the bean thieves themselves. Alright, we'll go slaughter some Opos. And then that will be, hopefully, to be honest, the last thing we do for today. If the quest turn-in is in Hirschmill, though, I'm just going to go to Gridania and we're going to do all this stuff in Hirschmill another time. Alright, so yeah, let's see how far up we can get. Not very at all. In fact, I'm kind of stuck. Alright, Opos! Actually what? You can get further up a bit. Right. I'm looking to end the stream for today, so I don't think we're going to be just exploring how far up the the branch we can go, the route we can go. Topic for another day, maybe. Okay, we need to kill 6. Yeah. So naturally, we're gonna kill 10. Yep, the deliveries in Hirschmill, so we're gonna just kill off these guys and we're gonna head to Gridania and call that good for today. Alright, mount up and head east. Oh, wait, we're not going to Gridania. There's nothing for us in Gridania. Well, let's actually teleport to Limsa as a staging point for our next adventure with the classes. Over there, unlock some of the What are they called out here? Like, Middle Lenosha and Lower Lenosha on our next adventure. So for now, we've had a good time in Gridania, and I'm gonna wave and say, I'll see you next time.